All right. Hopefully this is recording. How is everyone doing? Today should be Wednesday for everybody. This is Mr. Griffin once again with another art project for my kindergarten through second graders. I don't know if you guys know this, but if today is Wednesday, December 2nd, uh, they said I saw on the news that there's a chance for snow on Thursday. So, if you're as excited as me, I have decided to do a little snow project for you guys so you guys can follow along with me. I've got this fun little snow project I saw. Um, this is supposed to go along with a book. I believe it's called Snowman in the Moon, but we're going to kind of change it up a little bit. And I know this looks really hard for my kindergartners, and maybe some of my first graders say this really looks too hard. I'm going to try my best to make this super easy, and I'm only going to use like basic art supplies that I have around the house. In fact, this is my art supplies. I basically found some old crayons. I found some old crayons that I'm going to use. I found one black marker. I'm going to possibly also use a Sharpie, and I'm going to use a pencil. So, if you want to go ahead and find that art supplies for you, and you guys can follow along with me as I do this. We're probably not going to get all the way through, so we'll just see. Now, I think it's always best to start off with a pencil. So we're going to actually kind of do it differently than how I would do it normally. But for this art project, I think it's going to be okay because we're going to use markers as well. So we're going to do the horizon line. So let's look at this again. The horizon line is this imaginary line. This is actually the line that separates the sky from the ground. So we're going to make a few little lines right here. And I like to kind of not do them straight. I like to do them kind of curved. So I might go up a little bit. I might do a second one right here. And then I might do a third one way up here. Okay? And that's basically it. We've got 3 little horizon lines. Now, we're going to go ahead and space out some trees. Now, these are just, could be any kind of tree. It's just during winter time. So I don't know if you've noticed, all my trees have lost all their leaves. So we're going to make these little trees not have any leaves. So I like to make sure that my trees are on the other side of the horizon line. And you can still change them up. Maybe this is the background, and we're going to have a tree that actually is not very big, and it can go up. And Mr. Griffin messes up too, especially since he's drawn too far away. But he's going to kind of go up to a little point, and then I like to just kind of like make little branches. Maybe you want to do a little other branch up here. And I like to think of my branches as the letter Y. So if you watch what I do, I actually go up, and I have to think to myself, I'm going to make a little Y. Now, I like to have my branches be a little bit thicker at first. Maybe whenever they get up there, they can be kind of small. Maybe I just, every time I do a little branch, I think of the letter Y, and I make little Ys in my trees. They kind of help me. So there's a tree way back there. Maybe there's a tree that's close to it, a little bit closer to you. And this tree goes off the edge of the paper. And you can have your tree going off the edge of the piece of paper. I have it starting below the horizon line. And then once again, you just kind of make a little branch. And when you get to a point, maybe you want to make your branch have like a little Y. Maybe you have a little branch that kind of goes off the edge of the piece of paper with it. Maybe I come down a little bit more. And this is like another Y, and then I have another Y that kind of goes off like this. Now, I want to make them thicker so I can have different things. It's obviously right now, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about how good it is or how bad it is. Just kind of make fun of that. Just kind of have fun making little branches. Now I'm going to come down over here. I'm going to make one more big one, kind of like I did over there. It just starts off with a long line, and I just draw right off the piece of paper. I'm going to draw another little stick next to it, just going right off the edge of the piece of paper. And then once again, on either side, you just kind of can start off making angles, You can go off the edge of the piece of paper, or you can do your little Y's. You can do a little stop, maybe do a little Y, and make it thicker. And maybe this one doesn't have many branches. All right. Now, I liked what I did here. I did a little river. Like maybe it's still warm, guys. I mean, like, so this, if it does snow, it's probably not going to last long. So maybe we want to have a little stream, and maybe right where these two little snowbanks meet, we're going to have a little river that kind of comes through. So you're going to start off small. You want to start off small, and it gets bigger as it gets closer to us. It gets bigger as it gets closer to us. All right? Now, maybe somewhere in here, if you wanted to, maybe you had a chance to make a little snowman. So I'm going to make my snowman really close to us this time. It can go over the horizon line. Look what Mr. Griffin did last time. He had a snowman go through the horizon line. This time I'm going to have my snowman be a little bit lower down. So I'm going to have like a little head. I'm going to have like a little bit bigger body. And I'm going to have even a bigger little belly. Okay? You could put a hat on there if you wanted. I didn't do a very good job on that. Make some kind of fun face. Maybe a snow, like carrot nose. Maybe a few little mouths. Maybe I have a stick arm, little Y fingers. Stick arm, little Y fingers, or V's or W or whatever. Little stick arms. And maybe he's got a scarf dangling down and some buttons. Alright, there's that. And now we're going to do, since these trees don't have any leaves, but what's the other type of trees? Anybody know? Anybody said evergreen? Another name for them are called deciduous trees, maybe? I don't know. I think conifers, or they're called conifers. These are the deciduous trees. These are the trees that have leaves and they lose their leaves. The other ones are like the, I don't know, they're the evergreen trees. So we're going to put like 3 little evergreen trees. It does not matter how you do them. Maybe you want to start off by making a triangle. Maybe you want your triangles to have little things like this, where it looks like they might have snow on them. Maybe you have a tree way back in the distance. Oh, you know what? Maybe if you wanted to do this kind of evergreen, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't think it matters. You can just kind of make whatever kind of tree you want. And maybe I've got one more way back in the distance. He's like basically all the way over there. So you can't even see the rest of him. So I've got some trees. I don't like him. So maybe you want to like maybe have some snow on it. You can make little patches of snow on them. I'm not a big fan of him, but maybe you are. Maybe you're a bigger fan of him if you like that. All right, now we need some place to have our moon, or a big circle. Maybe it's not a moon. Maybe it is the sun. I'm going to put mine right here. Now, if you notice, I did a little bit better job at making a circle this time, but does it matter? No, it doesn't matter at all. Mr. Griffin's weird shaped circle is super messed up on that one. All right, so at this point, I think I'm happy. And now I did have this. So shadows, if you wanted to, like at the base of all of your trees, you can kind of like draw, and your snowman, and you draw away. So you kind of draw away from the moon. So maybe it goes over here. Maybe like a little triangle. Maybe this one would go this way. Maybe this one would go way far over here like that. Maybe there's like a triangle like that. So you can draw little shadows if you see it, if you want to. Now we haven't colored that in yet, and those are just for me to remember which direction the shadow is going to go, because this is the moon, and the moon still creates shadows at nighttime. Now let's get to the fun part. Now, I'm going to use a Sharpie. You can use a black marker if you would like, or if you don't have it, you can definitely still just use a black crayon if you prefer. If your mom or if your parents don't let you use markers or anything, or if you don't have them, please feel free to try to use a black crayon. I'm going to go ahead and use a Sharpie. I'm going to go about and basically outline everything that I drew, because I'm going to use crayon, except for I don't want my horizon line to go through my trees. So hopefully that's not going to be too bothersome for you. It might annoy me. I'm going to go ahead and switch so it doesn't make a lot of squeaking sounds. I'm going to switch to my marker. It's a little less squeaky, a little less annoying, and I can kind of get those done. And you can actually, if you're doing this and you have a small branch like this, and you want to just go ahead and color it in all the way, you can lay your marker more on its side. You can lay your marker on its side and fill it in while you are outlining. I like to lay my marker on the side so I can get a big fat line. Big fat line. I don't care how you guys do it. If you want to scribble or get your lines colored in, but I can go ahead and fill that all in. You're going to continue on going throughout there, outlining all of your lines, all your lines that you've created already with marker, with a black crayon, with something, or you don't have to. If you wanted to outline it with colored pencils and you just want to actually color this picture in, that's fine by me. Just because I'm giving you suggestions does not mean you have to follow along just like me. And if you wanted to do more snowman, if you wanted to do a house in the background, do you think you could do that? Yeah, definitely. It does not have to look like mine. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to make yours perfect. I want you to just kind of give some ideas of what a snow scene with some trees might look like. And I thought this would be kind of fun. Heck, maybe if we all do this, maybe we will have snow on Thursday and we can all build an amazing snowman. It's been so long since I've been able to build a good snowman. I think I actually made one last year. I think I made a snowman last year. It was late at night though when I did it. Oh, and don't forget, you've got to outline your little river or the little stream that's melting because it's still too warm. And that could be a road. Maybe some of you guys live by a path, by a park, and you guys go walking or ride your bike there. That kind of looks like that. Maybe this is at a park. Just because Mr. Griffin said it's a stream or water doesn't mean it has to be. Doesn't mean it has to be. It can be whatever you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and get these all outlined, and then I'll show you guys a little bit about coloring. Alright, I think I got everything. Now, what I did not do is I did not outline the shadows. I don't really want my shadows to be very prominent, so I might take a black crayon and I might just kind of do like a little crayon rubbing right where the shadow might be. So I don't want it to be as prominent, but I kind of want it there. I want it to be there on the snow. And speaking of snow, you can do the same thing. This is a crayon rubbing. So what you do is you take your crayon on its side and you pinch it, and instead of like coloring it, what I do is I kind of just gently rub over it, rub over the snow. Now it doesn't have to be blue. You could have left it alone. It could have stayed just as white as can be. But I sometimes see the snow kind of glisten a little bit. Now this I am going to color in, and I'm no longer going to do the crayon rubbing. I'm going to do a little bit more nice and waxy kind of coloring with this. But once again, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you want to color it still soft. You could do that as well. Chick, 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 chick. I don't know if you guys heard that. A lot of little, it's from me coloring too fast. Probably not going to be able to get this all done, but as you can see, you can put a little bit of green in your trees, a little bit of green in your trees. Maybe you want to do some browns, maybe just a little bit of green underneath the snow that we had. And Mr. Griffin kind of had fun with it in the sky. You could color in your snowman. What I did in the sky, and look, you can go over your oil pastels, and it's not, your markers, and you're not going to color over it too much. But I might want to do some blue crayon rubbing, this dark blue for in the sky. Once again, this is the crayon rubbing, so I don't get streaks. And it's a little faster. Like if you notice, I can color in a big area, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I can just kind of do something like that. I can take a purple and do it right on top of it as well. Kind of get a sunset or a different kind of hue, purplish kind of fun stuff right in the sky. Maybe it's a different set right next to it. Maybe if I wanted to do a purple, which I don't have anymore. Oh, here's one. What color is this? Oh, and this is even more red. So I could even like do even more reddish purple down there. And then if I want to, look what I did here. So I kind of had some wind. So maybe you want your wind coming from the other direction this time. And you can just kind of make a fun little spiral. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be along the same line as mine. And I like to kind of add different colors, make the wind look a little bit different. I think of Vincent van Gogh whenever he did this in the Starry Night picture. And maybe I wanted to add another blue, add a few different colors. This is all just having fun. I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's the end result of this one again once it's all colored. I hope you guys have a great time. Be sure to take a picture of it, maybe sign it, give it to your mom or dad. Have fun. I can't wait to see you guys again. Be safe, and maybe we'll get a snow day.